Unless India stands up to the world, no one will respect us. In this world, fear has no place. Only strength respects strength. India conquered and dominated China culturally for 20 centuries without ever having to send a single soldier across her border. Among the many misdeeds of the British rule in India, history will look upon the act depriving a whole nation of arms as the blackest. I have lived a long life, and I am proud that I spend the whole of my life in the service of my people. I am only proud of this and nothing else. I shall continue to serve until my last breath, and when I die, I can say that every drop of my blood will invigorate India and strengthen it. One of the biggest curses from which India is suffering, I do not say that other countries are free from it, but I think our condition is much worse, is bribery and corruption. That really is a poison. India is a geographical term. It is no more a united nation than the equator. Let no one challenge India's secularism. The Golden Temple, Sikhism's holiest shrine, is in northwestern India near the Pakistani border, and it is a delightful place to contemplate the draw of faith. India has 2 million gods and worships them all. In religion, all other countries are paupers, India is the only millionaire. For me, my secularism is, India first. I say, the philosophy of my party is justice to all, appeasement to none. This is our secularism. In India, there are lots of places that I love, but my favorite is Kashmir. In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. When I was growing up, my parents told me, finish your dinner. People in China and India are starving. I tell my daughters, finish your homework. People in India and China are starving for your job. The streets of India are not safe for children, and every year, thousands are forced to live on the streets, avoiding being kidnapped or worse. When one travels around the world, one notices to what an extraordinary degree human nature is the same, whether in India or America, in Europe or Australia. I deeply appreciate all the support and encouragement I have received from people all across India. Kashmir is an integral part of India, and nobody can take it away from us. India allows you the luxury of a million inequalities. You can be a schoolboy selling tea to passengers sitting in a state transport bus, but you are royalty when compared to a shirtless, barefoot village boy, from what was traditionally considered an untouchable caste, living on snails and small fish, and sometimes rats. Kashmiri people are fighting the war for freedom. And India cannot stop this freedom movement through atrocities, as Kashmir dispute is a problem of humanity, human rights, and freedom. In India, innocent and poor children are victims of child labor. Unity and secularism will be the motto of the government. We can't afford divisive polity in India. I am a sports enthusiast, and if given an opportunity, I want to be a sportsman, even today. I want to promote the sport that is indigenous to India. Kabaddi is a matter of national pride. Why can't cricket, hockey, football and kabaddi be given equal platforms and coexist? I believe that can happen. In India we only read about death, sickness, terrorism, crime. I always dreamt of holding the bat and winning games for India. That was my inspiration to take up cricket. I would say if you have a dream, follow it. It doesn't really matter whether you are a woman or from India or from wherever. I am really surprised Bitcoin isn't more popular in India, given the strong gold culture here. I call it Gold 2.0. It has all the attributes other than the fact that it isn't tangible, and tangibility is less important in the digital age. The sovereignty of scriptures of all religions must come to an end if we want to have a united integrated modern India. The unique thing about our country is that we have Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Parsis, and people of all other religions. We have temples and mosques, gurdwaras and churches. But we do not bring all this into politics. This is the difference between India and Pakistan. Pink is the navy blue of India. My mother Reba Vidyarthi was a Kathak dancer while my father Govind Vidyarthi was a theatre personality. Later on, he worked for Sangeet Natak Academy and documented many dying art forms of India. There is light at the end of the tunnel for India, but it's that of an oncoming train which will run them over. To other countries, I may go as a tourist, but to India, I come as a pilgrim. India's history and destiny, India's legacy and future, are a function of coexistence and conciliation, of reform and reconciliation. I believe economic growth should translate into the happiness and progress of all. Along with it, there should be development of art and culture, literature and education, science and technology. We have to see how to harness the many resources of India for achieving common good and for inclusive growth. A country that cannot feed itself cannot have self-pride, and in the mid-60s 20% of all the wheat produced in America came into India. We were agriculturally a basket case. And 15 years later, 20 years later, we have become an agricultural power. This is the famous Green Revolution. My father being a soldier, every time I saw soldiers marching, well, I thought, my father's that, and these soldiers were always looking magnificent. And I thought they were powerful, they were all powerful. I knew that they were an elite in India. India may be a land of over 100 problems, but it is also a place for a billion solutions. I always said that to get India stronger, first strengthen its roots, and all our roots are our country's interiors, rural areas, and villages. Every day I get to think and work on everything from digitizing electric grids so they can accommodate renewable energy and enable mass adoption of electric cars, helping major cities reduce congestion and pollution, to developing new microfinance programs that help tiny businesses get started in markets such as Brazil, India, Africa,